So month 2, Madison really started to wake up. She was more alert a lot more of the time. She liked to watch everybody. She really started recognizing Kevin. She also smiled during month 2. And so that was really exciting. There's nothing like it when they first start to smile, probably, except when they start to laugh and, talk and stuff like that. But the first milestone that's really exciting is when they first smile. And so she first smiled at me. It was it's hard for dads because the baby recognizes mommy first and wants mommy, and so she always calmed down with me quicker, wanted to be held by me, and then she smiled for me first. And no joke, I was standing, she was lying on the bed, and I got her to smile, and I'm like, oh, Kevin, she's smiling. He comes in, he sees her smile, I move out of the way, and he tries to get her to smile, and she wouldn't smile for him. She does now, but I think it's always hard the first couple of months for daddies if they're brand new, because they don't know what to do or how to help, especially if the baby only wants mommy. So in month 2, we had quite a few fits with Madison. She, just crying fits and couldn't be calmed down. And it's just a learning experience. I think it's easier with the second child because you know what steps to try and take. And all I can say for mommies is to trust your instincts. You know what to do. And eventually it takes time, but you get comfortable. And that's what I've tried to explain to Kevin, and that I've recognized this time, because the first time I didn't know what I was doing. And I just said to Kevin when he would get frustrated, I'm like, I just keep trying. I try different things until something works. With the second child, I found that what it was is knowing that what you're doing is right. So they're fed, they're changed, and now it's getting to nap time, and so they're getting cranky, and I know she's tired. So I keep doing whatever I'm doing until she falls asleep, because I know that what I'm doing is right. And that comes progressively with the first child until you're absolutely sure. But with the second one, it was just so quick. And that's why some people say that their second child was a hellion, but most, I think, say that they're the easier child. And I wonder if that's because they're the easier child, or you just know what to do to prevent the fits. And so with Madison, her first fit was right after she turned 2 months, and she had her shots. And so I was unsure if it was, it's because she's turned 2 months and she's hungry more, or it's the shots, or it's just plain old crankiness. And when I'm talking fits, I'm like talking this one that she had a couple of them. She had a very, very bad week. Pardon me. But she screamed from like 3 o'clock until probably 1 or 2 in the morning. She was just inconsolable. And so I just kept doing what I was doing. This month, she moved from being soothed by her chair, the vibrating and the bouncing, to her swing. She would then fall asleep in her swing, and I'd move her into her crib. So I was just unsure if it was the vaccination or if it was just cranky times. She loves tummy time. I cannot believe it. Again, Shaylin hated tummy time. I couldn't get her to stay on her tummy. She would just scream like the second you put her on. And I heard somebody say that with babies who have acid reflux, they don't like to be on their tummy. It makes them uncomfortable. And Shaylin spit up all the time. So maybe she had some kind of acid reflux or whatever, but Madison has never suffered any kind of spitting up or anything, so she loves to be on her tummy, and she rolled from her tummy to her back very quickly and still does. Like, I try to get her on her tummy and she's like, no, whoop. So I spread her arms like super far apart so that she'll stay on her tummy, like for her pictures. With Madison, I've fed her quite a few times in public. With Shaylin, I probably fed her twice in public. One would be in the car, and then one would be in like a mommy's room. And that wasn't because I didn't want to feed her or anything like that. It was just simply that I'd feed her before I went anywhere, and then she'd be fine until her next feeding, and usually at that time my errand would be done. With Madison, I was much more comfortable feeding in public. It was just simply a case of, I don't care. You know, this is my second child. I've done it many times. I've breastfed many times. But at the same time, my public was simply in the car. You know, I pull her out in the car and feed her in there. And, not only because I felt comfortable feeding her in the car, but it was also winter and cold outside, so it's not like I was going to sit in the park and feed her. I don't have any real position about it. Some parents aren't comfortable feeding in public, and that's their right, you know. It's not a case of they feel that it's wrong. It's just some people are more modest and want to be covered up. So, that's what I did in month 2.